What is very important for you to know about the pineal gland is that it is your hyperdimensional stargate, your spiritual antenna, your third eye. It is your communication link to higher dimensions.
As time has gone on, my ability and means and ways of communicating with God have evolved and grown exponentially from when it first began. Now I understand ways that I can, as I would call it, lay down a fleece, for example. I can ask, is this something that needs to happen? Please give me this sign, and God will come back to me with a sign to let me know if this is the way I should go for something for the children or not. I can ask in other ways and I'll receive a dream. The reason I built this village for special needs children is because I had a dream.
People who just refer to that kind of stuff as simply hallucinations, I think that's a pretty ignorant claim.
So, the pineal gland. I have mentioned in many videos about this wondrous gland that is centered within the center of our brains. It is often referred to as the third eye. It is known in the Hindu faith quite clearly with the spot that is used in the middle of the head.
Hi, so I watched this video by this guy called How to Decalcify Your Pineal Gland. He didn't actually talk about how to decalcify it at all. What he said was basically the reason that we're not having conscious experiences, astral projection, awakenings is less to do with our pineal gland being calcified and more to do with our attitude, vibrational state, our habits, and how much effort we actually put into it in the mind. But here's why I completely disagree with that.
Across all religions, there have been depictions of sacred beings holding pine cones, and the pine cone is a symbol of the pineal gland within ourselves. Now, I've spoken in length predominantly on Christianity and how the pineal gland, from all I can see, is without any doubt mentioned within the scriptures of Christianity.
We're in the physical state right now, so until you can put your hand through a table, you are bound to the physical reactions of this dimension. I mean, if you're putting poisonous things in your body, your physical pineal gland is going to react to that.
You have first and foremost in Jacob, I have seen God face to face, and I call that place pineal. Now, of course, it's not spelled exactly the same as pineal gland, but I cannot believe in a coincidence of such magnitude that this gland that all of the religions across the planet throughout millennia have seen as sacred is mentioned as a similar spelling within the Bible and does not mean the same thing.
What is very important for you to know about the pineal gland is that it is your hyperdimensional stargate, your spiritual antenna, your third eye. It is your communication link to higher dimensions.
The pineal gland secretes melatonin, and melatonin is only a few shifts and changes away from being DMT, but also melatonin is a skin lightener.
Another thing your pineal gland does, it naturally produces DMT, which is dimethyltryptamine, and that's a naturally occurring psychedelic, which is what allows you to have vivid dreams and visions. People who just refer to that kind of stuff as simply hallucinations, I think that's a pretty ignorant claim. People who have healthy, active pineal glands, they are like antennas, and they can receive symbols and signs and tap into other people's thoughts. I mean, it also ties into ESP, extrasensory perception.
With this little gland in your head, and it is, as I say, filled with fluid which has small, tiny crystals within it, it is ultimately your connection to higher dimensions of reality.
I am just going to tell you how to avoid calcification of your pineal gland and how to detox it. One of the most important things is to get fluoride out of your diet. Fluoride is magnetically attracted to the pineal gland. Sodium fluoride, it is not good for your teeth. The lie is that it is good for your teeth. It is actually a toxic byproduct, totally attacks your pineal gland and basically shuts it down. What fluoride does is not only it calcifies your pineal gland, but it collects all the heavy metals in your body. Lead, arsenic, mercury, aluminum. It lowers your IQ.
This is a Harvard study that finds fluoride, it lowers your IQ.
The truth is, fluoride is a poison, and adding it to our drinking water is an evolving social experiment started 40 years ago.
When it comes to toothpaste, if you do swallow, contact a poison control center. Well, the amount of fluoride that they're talking about is a pea-sized amount of fluoride. That's the same amount of fluoride in 8 ounces of water.
Fluoride It is toxic, and you need to know about this.
I know it's banned in Europe, but in Canada and the United States, it's still very prevalent. It's in a lot of tap water. It's in your toothpaste. It's in a lot of processed food, junk food. So you want to get rid of fluoride altogether. Get spring water or reverse osmosis.
God is not so ridiculous and not so childish as to put a portal to a demonic world inside of you. And if you were, then he's not a very nice God, is he?
Another thing, vaccinations. I don't want to get into a whole vaccine debate, but if there's a local flu shot, unless you're like 95 years old and you're frail, or don't get the flu shot. I mean, look up what's in a vaccine, okay? Formaldehyde, aluminum, mercury, all that bad stuff, just bad stuff for you.
As time has gone on, my ability and means and ways of communicating with God have evolved and grown exponentially from when it first began. Now I understand ways that I can, as I would call it, lay down a fleece, for example. I can ask, is this something that needs to happen? Please give me this sign, and God will come back to me with a sign.
People who just refer to that kind of stuff as simply hallucinations, I think that's a pretty ignorant claim.
I feel a lot of people are confusing me, and it's totally fine, because there's an interwoven aspect of the publicity of me and the things I've said about spiritual matters and vlogging my life here is the main channel where the fundraising has came in. But that doesn't mean that I, as in myself and the organisation, are one. We are to a degree. I built everything here. I literally envisioned all that's here myself, and with the team, we built it. So it's in my soul, it's connected to me. But myself and my beliefs are not connected to how we run this place, because we are not wanting to do that. All we want to do is help these children and help these dogs and help all the people who need help here. And the other side of it, the things I express and share online, are my internal workings and my internal beliefs and systems that allow me as a human being to find the strength to keep doing this, because this is not easy, and especially at the moment while I'm chronically ill, it's not easy. It's very, very difficult, and I find it relaxing to share my feelings with the world. I find it quite therapeutic for whatever reason. I guess the camera became my friend while I was alone here without my wife for all those years, in some which way, shape or form. And the problem I have is now I think people are not seeing that area. Now I already, in the past, I've had people cancel support for children because of my personal views that were shared, and I'm hoping by splitting, and I'll still put the work on my channel because it's part of my life, but by splitting the channel and making it clear this is the charities channel and this is the personal channel of the man who started it, and he has his own beliefs, but these are not the beliefs of the charity, that I can avoid this. Because at the end of the day, when people cancel support for these children because they disagree with my stance on, or they don't understand something. Someone the other day said that they would cancel their support because here in Tanzania there are no supplements, and thus you can't force children to be vegan because they'll have problems, they'll have health problems. And also it's wrong to raise children in such poverty on supplements, because they will grow up and not be able to afford them and not know to include the things in their diet that they need, like having some eggs from time to time and the raw milk that everybody has here and fish, etc. And I had someone who said they wanted to cancel their support because of that, and I was thinking, well, that's okay, because I've got literally no way to keep these children healthy unless they do it. You know, this is not the West, and I know people might not understand if you've not been here, but this is not Europe. You can't expect everybody to be healthy, never including anything that has omegas or B12, etc. It's just not okay. So I saw that my personal beliefs could have a negative effect on the children.